Okay, hey, it's the Art Life Video blog, and it's Christopher Hoisington here with
Jacob Wolf.
and we're talking to Jordan Giboney
Hi.
about, she just graduated in March from the Art Institute of Portland with a degree in
3D animation, essentially.
Animation and what?
And media arts.
Media arts, media animation. And she just got a job at, what was the name of the place you got? Genius?
Super Genius.
Super Genius.
Not just any genius.
The Super Genius. How do you like working at Super Genius?
It's awesome. The people especially really make it a great place to work. They're super easygoing and funny and just an absolute joy to be around all day.
You said that you got that job because of a professor of yours?
Yeah, I buddied up with one of my teachers at the Art Institute and kept bugging him after I graduated, and he eventually caved and gave me a job.
What was the name of the professor?
Rob. It's a B. I'll have to look it up in the next one.
Okay, that's okay. But, so you're an artist by trade, I think, right?
Technically now, yeah.
But you got she says she's got 2 bachelor's degrees.
I do. My first one's in product design from University of Oregon.
And is that a creative degree in your mind?
It is, absolutely. There's a little bit more technical engineering mindset behind it.
Uh-huh.
I just want to live in a world where there's no limitations and the animation does that for me.
Okay. So you decided to get a second degree because you wanted to go into animation specifically.
Yeah, I loved animation from the very beginning. You know, saw Toy Story 1 in theaters, and I had a Woody and a Buzz doll sitting with me in the theater. And when I was in high school, there was a couple of people who sort of implied that I wasn't good enough to make it into the art scene.
Really?
So I went the other way, and on my last term before I graduated with a product design degree, I took an animation class as an elective, and crap, this is what I'm supposed to be doing the whole time. And then I really didn't have a choice after that. I had to go back and study it.
So have you made any of your own shorts, or have you?
Not beyond what I did for my student reel, which is on the website, but whenever I hear something funny on a movie or something like that, I make sure to go online and find it and keep it and store it in case I get inspired to make my own version of that.
So you're working on video games now?
Yeah.
Which you can't talk about because they haven't been released yet.
So lame.
That's not lame. That's really exciting.
It is really exciting.
It's really fucking cool.
You can't give us any idea of any of them?
I can tell you about one of them that came out, the new Skylanders game, little kid driving game, the Spyro spinoff. We worked on the newest one of that. It was a lot of fun. It was super challenging. So it was my first project, professional project right outside of school, and very specific animation style. I couldn't do my own thing, and I had to conform and learn the rules of the pipeline, and it was a lot to take in, but
is it like an assembly line? Are you like one of the cogs in the wheel?
Yeah, for that project they split up the scenes often by character, if not just by time segments. And then there's a team of like 10 animators at that point, and each person got a segment or a character and then worked on it individually, and then we compiled the scenes, and then they got sent off to our bosses who did final touches, and then off to the client, and then bounced back. For all that, it touched on texture artists and modelers too. So
you feel a sense of ownership in that?
I try not to, because it's not mine at all. It's their character design and their animation style, but I'm so happy to be a part of it.
Really?
What are the differences between doing your freelance work and working for a company like that?
I don't put harsh deadlines on myself, but there's similarities in a lot of it. I try to be as efficient as I can, and then my process through completing a polished animation is the same. But games have a little bit more leniency towards intersections when characters' arms, if they're holding something, if a finger intersects a gun or something like that, it's not as crucial to fix that as it is in movies.
Right.
But it's been interesting to learn both sides of that. You need to learn what's okay and what's not. In my mind, intersections are never okay. They drive me nuts.
Right.
I understand that.
Yeah. Like the new Super Smash Brothers game, there's intersections everywhere. I can't even play it.
Really?
It's so frustrating. Sorry if I just ruined that.
No,
for you.
I haven't played Super Smash Brothers in a really long time
Yeah.
because I was really bad at it, and I don't like things that I'm not good at.
Understandable.
My favorite all-time game is Spore. You know Spore?
Yes, I do. I play that.
And
really
you know
good.
you can create the characters, and the limbs will all overlap, and it'll do anything you tell it to do. You
Yeah.
know, but I can't. All of my creatures, you know, I make sure all the arms are free to. They can't pass through the leg, or they can't intersect with the head in any way. You know, it all has to be.
Just so.
Technically
Just so.
sound.
And I see all these people making these, you know, they'll make creatures to look like something. And,
Yeah.
they'll intersect all over the place, but they'll look exactly like the thing they created. And
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I don't care what it looks like, as long as it doesn't
That's anatomically
screw
correct.
up.
Yeah.
Right, and it works the way it's supposed to, you know.
What kind of video? Do you play video games?
I play all the standard girl games like Sims, Mario Kart, Mario Party. I was really big into Harvest Moon on the N64.
I've played it Harvest Moon before.
Never played Harvest Moon.
It's
I
basically
played a lot of
Sims on a
Mario
farm.
Party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister was big into Sims, but
Yeah.
it wasn't realistic enough for me. There wasn't enough time in a day for me to do all the things that I needed to do in a day.
I got tired of waiting for shit to happen.
And I mean that's pretty realistic, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I love Sims. I could totally just tunnel vision into Sims for like 6 hours a day.
What kind of dreams do you have as an animator?
I would die a happy girl if I worked for Pixar for like 5 minutes. Because that was all it took.
Pixar.
Yeah.
Pixar.
Yeah.
I have a friend, a childhood friend. He's not necessarily an adult friend, but I grew up with him, and he's
Is that hot sauce?
he works at Pickle. Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
He works at Pixar,
Doing what?
and I don't know, but he's making a lot of money.
Yeah.
He's an animator of some kind, but he lives in LA, and he works at the main campus of Pixar.
That's so cool.
So
I went to an expo down in Burbank a couple weekends ago that had Pixar, DreamWorks, Sony, a whole bunch of big animators there, and you could show them your portfolio reel and get feedback. And there was a lot of concept artists who had booths there. It was huge.
Were you showing your work, or did you just attend?
I attended and I showed my reel to 3 different people, but the reel that I was showing was gaming, and they're very cinematic there, so I felt like I was wasting their time a little bit, but it was totally inspiring to be around people who are so much better than you. You're like, I gotta get my shit together immediately.
I feel that way in Portland all the time.
Yeah.
There's so many talented artists, and
Yeah.
I feel like such a scrub.
And they're also multi-faceted too. Like
Right.
their creative abilities span across a whole different spectrum of media. It's not even fair.
Are they older than you?
My friend, who's amazing, is not. I mean, poor old, but roughly the same age. I'm a little behind because I did that first degree, and
Yeah.
but
So you're a little ahead.
kind of.
Well, I imagine a lot of people that, you know, because there's so many, especially now, like, there's so many animation software things that you can get online and fairly cheap. And I imagine a lot of people, if they figured out early on in their childhood that they wanted to be animators, they were able to play with some of that stuff. I mean, you from what you're saying, you didn't really discover animation as something you wanted to do until the very end of your first degree, right?
Yeah, I didn't. Being an impressionable high schooler, I just sort of took what those people said and to heart.
I know.
Didn't even try and pursue it at all. I don't want to try it and then fail and then be heartbroken for the rest of my life.
The problem with high school counselors is they can't see beyond
Their own desk.
their own desk. And I'm serious about that. I mean, even when I was a kid, the counselors didn't care one whit about who I was or what I wanted in life or what I dreamed about. All they were looking at is, okay, what's your grade point average? Are you planning on going to college or not? If you're not, then take all these
What's good
classes
for the
away.
general student?
They don't care.
I'm not a general student.
So then the advice that they give you is oh, you know, you need to, I don't know, get a steady
Go to
job.
college.
What kind of ridiculous crap is that? You know, you gotta find your way in the world. You gotta find what works for you. And any counselor worth half his salt would take 1 second to figure out who the person is across the desk.
Well, it didn't help that I was this weird loner kid in high school too, and I was obsessed with volleyball. I didn't care where I went to school as long as I got a scholarship for volleyball. And then,
Did you play volleyball in college?
so before the University of Oregon degree, I took 2 years out of school near Boston on a volleyball scholarship, studying sports medicine.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I hated every second of it. So I came back to U of O. At least found people that were nice.
You weren't able to play for U of O though, like volleyball?
I played on the club team at U of O, which is still super competitive, but it was what I needed. I didn't want to be obsessed with it and have it run my life because the D1 is really would. You know, I like looking like a female, not being all bulked up and gross.
What do you do artistically in your free time, or do you really have time to?
Recently, no. But I'm constantly doodling. Like nothing, no surface in my room is clean. It's got marks and everything. I really like hand lettering. That's fun. There's a lot of people that do really pretty in calligraphy online. I've been trying to watch videos of them do that, but I'm not very good. So
It takes a lot of practice.
it does. A lot of hand control, and they move so slowly. And
Are you working full time over at Super Genius?
not currently. Their projects have slowed down, but I'm doing freelance for another small studio in Portland for an in-house project that we're going on.
So they keep you going 40 hours a week between the two?
No, but the holiday season is always slow with
Yeah.
creative people. More important things to do.
Cool.
Do you want to come to our gallery on July? I keep saying July. I did that with the last interview.
January
It's
23rd. It's the last
23rd.
Friday, the fourth Friday.
Fourth effing Friday.
The
of the
Triple
month.
F party.
Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah.
Do it.
Sweet.
It's on the 23rd. It's at 7 p.m. We're gonna hold a Goodwill donation raffle, so people can get some free art. We've asked all of the artists that we've interviewed if they wouldn't mind donating a little something so that we can raffle off some artworks on that night. So if you've got anything you'd like to donate, you don't have to commit to it right
Yeah,
now. But
and there's no obligation. The only obligation is the interview, and then you can be a featured artist at the gallery as well. But it's just something that we've asked.
it's all about fun for
Yeah.
the most part. I mean, we want to promote each other and promote ourselves and all of that, but really it's just we want to open up a social scene for artists to get together and get to know each other. I mean, it almost seems like there's one thing going on, and it kind of surrounds Chris Haberman and the People's Art Gallery downtown and the first Thursday. You know,
Thursday.
it kind of seems like there's a little world down there, and it's wonderful. I mean, there's a lot of great artists in it, but there's a lot of other things going on all over the place. And
Howard the Nameless Artist.
and out in Northeast, you know, I mean, we're out in Northeast. We're
Southeast.
not Southeast. I mean, we're way out. How many times have I done that?
A lot.
But anyway, we're
Old
way
habits
out.
die.
And there's not a whole lot of art going on out there, and I think it should be, actually. There's a lot of artists living out there. So, anyway,
So look forward to that.
That's my
the fourth
soapbox.
Friday of January.
invite all your friends.
I don't have any
Family.
friends.
And we'll see
She
you there
needs
by
friends.
yourself.
She needs more work, and she needs friends. Okay?
It's a charity interview.
Any last? Jordan Giboney.
JordanGiboney.com.
Giboney.
Looks like Giboney.
That's how you spell it.
JordanGiboney.com. She's what do you got? Some.
She's got a reel and
A reel and some